allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence for our community. Amen. All right. First order of business this evening is, as you can see, the mayor is going to be absent this evening, so as the recorder, I chair the meeting in his stead. We do need to appoint a recorder pro tem for this meeting. If anyone has a motion they'd like to make. Suggestion?
Who did it last time? Nominate Chris. He does such a good job.
Thanks, Greg.
You
I
did such a good
accept
job.
your
You did such a good job. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
No. You are out.
Try.
Outvoted.
All right, roll call. Scott Murphy, absent. Rick Weber is here, but we'll be here. Greg Forney.
Here.
Rose Jackson.
Here.
Elizabeth Skinner.
Here.
Chris Chapman here. And Susan Webster.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Person before council, we do have several people here this evening, but I think they are all kind of assigned to, different committees and like that, or different items on the agenda. So we'll just move on to communications. Council and public, please remember that the next council meeting is November the 22nd. Because we changed the meeting of the 15th in order to be part of the showcasing of Morgan County for the legislative interims that will be at the Kickhaven State Park. I plan on doing a table for the showcase of the depot, and I believe the Rail Trail Committee and the Streetscape Committee are going to have displays also, so hopefully we'll all be together. On the 14th, the legislators are going to be at the depot from about 10:30 to 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'll probably be putting together a team of people to help talk with them. They will be in town in a bus, at least one bus, I guess. And they'll be at the depot, so I'll be talking them up and talking about how we've spent their money, and that we would surely like to have some more when it comes around, but showing off our work on the depot and like that, and the rail trail. So that's exciting. I hope you all can be a part of it, because it is a great honor to have them come here, and it's a great opportunity for us to show them our projects and what we need in the community, and listen in on their meetings and everything. So it's a great opportunity. We also have here on communications the 6th annual Deck the Meters request. If you recall, at the last meeting, we had received a letter from Colin Graham, Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce. And this letter is a request to have another Deck the Meters, and what they had proposed. They want to team up.
We come to an understanding on that.
You did?
Susan.
You
Yeah,
have?
we just
Okay.
need to present it to the council tonight. Justin's here
okay.
to help do that.
Okay, sure.
The Travel Berkeley Springs is going to donate $1,500. Betsy Heath is donating, making a private donation of $500. So the town police department will be receiving $2,000 for this benefit. And it was suggested that we do the 25th and 26th, the day 2 days after Thanksgiving, as free parking for the whole town. And then we will decorate we can start then decorating the parking meters. And the parking meters need to be decorated by December 3rd, which is the parade. We would like them decorated by then. And then they are to be taken down by January 2nd.
Okay,
I'm making a motion to do that.
all right. That makes it easy.
Second.
Okay. All right. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Well, that went well.
Yay.
Did that go well for you?
Thank you all very much.
See, aren't you glad you pulled that stuff?
The,
You should have made Justin do all the talking.
one question, the applications, did y'all have any recommendations or changes to that?
No,
Okay, right. That was all good.
right.
Okay.
And we'll ask Laura Smith to put a notice in the paper saying that the parking places are reserved for shopping people in the vicinity, and that business owners are not supposed to be parking in those parking places
Excellent.
all day long.
And where
Okay.
can they get the applications from?
At the
Justin?
chamber, on the website, we'll have it posted shortly now that it's approved.
Yeah.
But you can call the chamber, you can email the chamber, or visit the website.
Thank you.
Reach out to any one of the members, with the board of directors.
Thank you.
So it's being sponsored by the town of Bath,
Okay. Okay.
TBS, and the chamber.
Okay.
Okay?
I have a suggestion. In the past, I believe that the chamber sent a notice to all the businesses, also telling them, please don't park in these free spaces. That's the whole point of the thing, is to have
I'm
it.
sure the chamber won't object to doing that again, Barb.
Okay.
And we're also
That's
gonna put something in the Morgan Messenger
Yeah.
about it too.
Okay.
Okay? Anything else you need, Justin?
No, ma'am, that's it.
See, how he's-
And people, please get your applications to decorate parking meters. Everybody
Yeah.
comes and looks at them every year.
Very popular event.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay, well, thank you for your work on that. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Yes.
You're welcome.
We'll go relieve the wife now.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't get to stay.
Okay.
Rough.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Susan, you didn't approve the minutes.
Oh, I missed my own minutes. Oh, thank you so
You're
much. I missed approving the minutes I wrote.
Skipped right over this.
I just skipped right over this, then we did not. All right, we have presented the minutes of the meeting of Tuesday, October the 18th. I did have some suggestions and I did make the changes as suggested. And was wondering if there's anything else or what you all think of the minutes. If not, we can approve them by common consent. All right, thank you for helping with the cleanup. Like I said, I need help with this, I'm not used to doing that. So, all right, committees and board reports, we have Bath Development Authority. They're meeting in the courthouse, and that is tomorrow at 4:30. Anyone chooses to attend. Parks and Rec. We have received 3 applications for appointment, requesting appointment to the Parks and Rec Board. Parks and Rec is a 9-member board. 3 members are chosen by the Board of Education, 3 by the county, and 3 by the town. We have received 3 application requests, and I believe all 3 of the people are here this evening. If you would like to introduce yourself, let me get something here. Deb Colbert, you're here. Would you like to introduce
Sure.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Deb Colbert. I'm not sure what all, I own Bercelli's Grill from Agio. It's that big black food truck with cheese painted all over it that drives around town. Moved here in fall of 2019. Love the area. Would love to be involved in seeing it grow and reach its full potential.
Okay, thank you. And we have Matt Krasinski. Okay, yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Kaczynski. Just felt a desire to try to give back to the community in some way with some of the free time I do that.
Okay, thank you. And Trey?
Yeah. I am so delighted. There are 3 people. At the last meeting, it was like, please, somebody. So
Every once in a while this happens.
I put my name in the hat because I hadn't found a place to do service in town. I have a background in as a BSA rock climbing instructor and outdoor adventure leader. And I had a long talk couple of talks with Dawn, and thought it was a way that I could serve. So my name's in the hat.
Okay, so, council, I'm not sure what you may want to do this evening, if you want to make a choice of appointment this evening, or how you might want to handle it,
Well, I've had some time to review the applications. I'm wondering if the other council members had, but I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and get those seats filled if the council agrees. So that way we don't have any committees out there with vacancies, especially important ones like Parks and Rec.
Just a clarification, I understand, I'd heard that the prior meetings that we had 2 seats open. And in fact, in talking with the director, Don Bill, it seems that there's only 1 seat open.
Okay,
That Spencer Shives is the one representative, and his term is still in effect till 2023.
okay,
And that Joe Anderton is the other representative whose term is in effect until 2024.
okay, and he is still in attendance. It was only Melissa
Yeah.
Melissa,
Melissa Boston.
only Melissa, oh, okay. Well, if it's council's preference to appoint one this evening, we could certainly do that, it's up to you guys.
Should we let Dawn help us decide?
I didn't send the applications to Dawn yet.
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah,
I
we've
just
done
got
all this
today.
time without anybody, and now we have to choose
I
between
know.
somebody.
I
And
know.
So
So
sorry
we
to
do
you,
have
3 of
to
you,
choose.
that we have to do that.
Yeah.
I guess just in terms of a question, the Parks and Rec, I know they meet each month on, I think, the third Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. Is there any reason any of you could not be there on a regular basis to attend those meetings at that time?
No.
The other thing is, we like to have a representative from Parks and Rec come to our meetings at least once a month to give a report as to what's kind of going on at Parks and Rec. So that would also mean being, in addition to the meetings each month for Parks and Rec, coming to here at least once a month. Is there, any of you have any problems with doing that?
Which could be shared among the town representatives. It wouldn't always have to be.
Yeah,
the same
it hadn't
person.
been to date, but yeah, it could be.
Right.
And then I guess the Parks and Rec is involved in a lot of activities: Biddy Buddy basketball, the soccer league, and maintaining the parks, the tennis league. I mean, there's a lot of activities, and they require of their members, I think, a lot of, well, they need from their members. They always get it, but to be active and to be willing to take on projects for Parks and Rec. And I know this is hard, but have any of you thought how you might contribute to Parks and Rec in being on the membership on that board?
Time-wise or?
Well, time-wise, activities, what kind of
things?
areas that you're, for in terms of parks, what Parks and Rec does in terms of maintaining the parks and organizing events for the athletic, the programs that they have and those sorts of things. I guess, do any of you have kind of any thought in terms of where you would like to make a contribution in that towards those programs? Or
Park and Recs itself might have some specific areas.
well, I talked in talking to Parks and Rec, they were interested in wanting
Everything
somebody
about the
who just to know what the interest would be, and that there's a commitment to being, fulfilling that interest in terms of activities.
And I think the town has an interest also in our membership concentrating on town, on
Yeah.
events in town and activities in town and things.
So not to put you on the spot, but I mean, if you have any kind of thing, areas where you kind of think you would have a niche or it'd be helpful to Parks and Rec.
I mean, I would certainly
Be good to
be,
hear.
yeah, I would certainly be interested in helping out as far as, fundraising, organizing activities, events, as far as actually clean up, things like that. I mean, I would certainly be interested in that. I may have some physical limitations, but I think I would be more interested in what I could do as far as fundraising and organizing events
Okay.
on many different levels.
So I think that is fantastic. We certainly need that kind of fundraising effort. I went to the last month's meeting to sort of get a flavor, and that's a big part of what they're doing to support their programming. Town of Bath has the north end, the community park there on William Street, which is right by the train depot. That's under development, and I know that they really have been focusing on the safety of that, also talking about programming for that. I think, if there's one differentiation, it's we've got the trailhead coming in there. And, my background experience with volunteer coordination of trail days is something that I have to offer. And just tying in with the outdoor adventure. It's just a kind of unique niche I have. And if that's a need that town thinks is a fit, I would love to serve.
I would say, for me, certainly park maintenance, things like that, it would be something I'd be interested in, and also being sports oriented, anything to do with youth activities. I mean, what I can physically still do at my age. I've always been sports minded, so
Okay.
that would be cool.
All right, thank you all.
Okay.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, we need to ask, and I think sometimes we don't ask enough of groups
Yeah,
that
well,
we
it's not always
appoint
easy to, yeah.
and what our expectations too, what we expect. The reason maybe that we thought we had 2 vacancies is because we haven't seen anybody from Parks and Rec since Melissa left.
Right.
And really before that, we didn't see the other 2 that much at all. So they kind of drifted off, I guess, because are they, the 2 that we have on there, are they both, attending the meetings and like this? Is she?
Well, I get the impression one's more active than another, but,
Yeah, but they're
they're, yeah.
still,
They're on,
members.
yeah, they're still.
And they're on,
Who are the
okay.
2, Susan?
Shives
Joe.
and
Anderton. And
Joe
you,
Peters. Okay.
Do we want to just look all this over and talk to Dawn and then just let them know they're contacted, get their contact information and let them know?
well, we can do, get a recommendation. I'd be okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with that, or I'm okay with moving forward this evening. It doesn't matter. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I've reviewed the applications, and I'm fine with moving forward on the vote. I don't know if we have a second, but if we don't, then no. If we have a second.
I'll second.
Then, yeah.
Well, the question is, are you
Did you?
nominating someone?
Did you put forward our name or just to move forward?
I have a name, and
Okay.
if you guys don't agree, I say we move forward with appointing Matt, and that's by looking over his resume here, just with his skills and abilities, with the being having a handyman business, and having somebody who's active and who can take on projects. I think it's important for Parks and Rec, because the basketball courts took forever, and they didn't have anybody that was very active to go up there and take care of those issues, and nobody who had the ability that wanted to pull out chainsaws and start cutting down trees and just, so I think I would like to appoint Matt.
All right, do I have a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, is there further discussion? Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries, motion carries. All right, thank you, welcome. And do come and see us. It is appreciated. We do like seeing
Yeah, I
you.
gotta go. I can see.
And for the other two applicants, we are always looking for volunteers. So we if there's other things, I don't know what we have right now, but please keep us in mind because we do appreciate volunteer help and can always use it somewhere. So but thank you for your application.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Hey, Madam Reporter, if I could, now that the vote's over, I wanted to keep my mouth shut if I could, one comment. One thing, I'm the town planner, so one of the things we did identify in the comprehensive plan is Parks and Rec. We've got a lot of effort into the recreation side and very little on the parks, right? So the discussion that Greg brought up and was addressed, it was one of the weaknesses that we have identified as well from town's effort within Parks and Rec. So again, I tried not to skew a vote or anything by keeping my mouth shut, but that decision does align more with the needs of the town as we see it. So just to support that decision.
The fiscal after being.
Yeah, for a lot of the things that Greg talked about.
Okay, all right, great. I guess we'll get in touch with Dawn tomorrow and tell her who we've
Yes.
appointed. And your next meeting, Matt, will be the 16th of November. It's this Wednesday at 7 p.m. and it's in the County Commission room in the courthouse. Okay? All right, congratulations. All right, thank you. All right, now we'll move on to Planning Commission.
Thank you, Madam Recorder. Planning Commission, 3 things for you. First and foremost, we have doubled once again the input into the comprehensive plan rewrite. Beth provided, and the good news, she's a twofer, so she covers both cemetery and tree. So her submission helps us move forward with our assessment of where we're at with the current 2017 plan. And so anybody who is still going through there and doing their assessment, we've doubled it the last 2 meetings, so that means 4 of you need to get your stuff in. All right. Secondly, Sharon, 110 change, our meeting is on the 3rd, not the 7th, please.
Okay.
And lastly, so that is our monthly meeting coming up this Thursday. And some of the big efforts are supporting some of the initiatives here in town, both the legislative visit as well as some of the depot things. We've got 3 of the 5 members of the Town Planning Commission, not including our recorder, are also engaged in that. So we try to keep broad on the comprehensive plan, but where we identify our skills are worthwhile, we try to drill down and be able to support those towns' efforts. That's all I have. If there are no questions.
So the next meeting is the 4th? Third.
Thursday. Thank you.
The rail trail, you do have a report in your packet. Today, we also, at the Finance Committee meeting, both Pete Brown and co-chairman Rebecca McLeod came to that meeting to give us a financial report on the rail trail and the streetscape. We may as well do both together. You do have both of the reports in your packet. And who we had at the meeting was a group of business people interested in events down there at the depot and around the lot and like that. And I think we all learned a lot about the what we can do and the limitations as yet of the lot because of remediation efforts and like that. But there has been a great deal of activity and interest, and it's very much appreciated in that whole area. And the timing isn't always what we want it to be, but we, are striving forward. But these reports are in your packet, and it is moving forward. And we all wish it was faster, but we'll get there. We'll get there. The depot. Right before I came to this meeting this evening, I had a call from Foxglove Garden Club, Susan Trump. She called to tell me that Foxglove is donating $1,000 to the depot project. And I'm very thrilled with that. They are also donating hundreds of bulbs, of tulip bulbs and daffodil bulbs that I'll probably be talking to the Friends of the North Berkeley Rail Trail about planting, because I know they have a planting event scheduled where they're gonna plant trees, and maybe a few of these bulbs can be planted at the same time. But that is coming up, I think, pretty soon. You're with that group, aren't you, Rob?
I just talked to Dave Connell
Yeah.
a couple hours ago. We didn't discuss the rail trail at all.
Oh, well, you can
Yeah.
easily do that.
It's
You
this
could get off
Saturday morning at 10, Susan.
this Saturday at 10. Okay, I'll get with Dave and let him know about this, because you may be able to use these bulbs, but they're, it's apparently hundreds. So, that's wonderful, and $1,000. So, donations are coming into the depot. We had an owners meeting last week, on Monday, and we're having another owners meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The owners meeting is when the sponsor of the project, the town, and it's usually me and any councilman or whoever wants to be involved, or a citizen, the architect and the contracting agency, COO, comes in, we go over the whole project, we go through the building, we see how things are going, how progress is moving along. Then we come up here and we talk details of money and details of what's going on and how we're moving forward. So that is happening tomorrow morning. And it generally, I hope that we get back on schedule. We're meeting every other Wednesday at 10 a.m. down there. And it is moving along, and I can see why people are getting excited about it, because it's supposed to be completed in the Christmas area, Christmas time, maybe after Christmas, which is later than usual, but it's going to be finished. So, we can plan some activities in there. So, anyway, well, let's move on to Landmark Commission. Yeah.
Basically, I want to know if I could show up at that architect.
The owners? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. What time is it?
10
Okay.
a.m. Yes.
And we
Okay.
start at the depot.
At
Yes.
the depot, and we come up here. Okay, good. All right. Now, okay, we'll go on to Landmark Commission.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had our meeting last week. All 5 members were present. And we had a presentation by the SHPA representative Meredith. She shared a lot of good information for us, being, new on the committee. Our next meeting is Thursday, November the 17th. Couple items that we'll be addressing will be the election of officers, setting goals for the next year, what our next step would be. Well, one of the things we're looking for is direction from the community and the council and what they would like the commission to start to address.
Well, I think you know me, how I'm with the depot and like that, and it's a landmark, a historic landmark that the town does own, and I would love to have your all's input and help with that. And I think it's a good project. I think that the other projects have to do probably with education of people who want to do things with their properties and like that. And I think she has some good suggestions. We're not really interested in codification of restrictions on property. We have found that to be not well taken in the community. And so, council, I don't know if you have anything, but,
I have a
that's
question.
what we need to know.
Did they have the resurvey that we did? Or is that still in Sharon's office?
Everything's on the website to the best of my knowledge.
The whole one where Medallia is?
Yes, they've got a link and you can access it
Is
through.
it possible for them to get the hard copy binder so that way they can?
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's a 10-year resurvey of all the historic contributing structures in town. I just think that that'd be good for you guys to take a look at and get familiarized, and it might spark some ideas or might give you an interest or initiative to send you in a certain direction by looking at those.
Okay, and I would get that copy from Sharon.
Yes. And it'd be nice to, have it looked at and not collect dust because, it was very costly.
It just
Read it like a
was.
Bible.
Yes,
I would also recommend, break out the comprehensive plan and the tasks that are in the back. We have, the Historic Planning Commission got several tasks in the 2017 comprehensive plan. I gave you guys a copy of the assessment, 2 months ago. Joyce, I can't remember Randy's got it, but I would start there. That was the approved, what the town wants the commission to do. So I would go through there and identify those that have equities for the commission and perhaps bring back to the board, hey, here are the 10 things that we see are within our lane, and perhaps provide a recommended prioritization might be a way to do that.
I think one of the things that Ryan had done earlier too, that was good, is I guess he did educational or informational meetings on the tax credits and how you work these tax credits, and which was very good, I believe, for real estate agents to be able to explain to people. I think the education of what people can do with their properties if they so choose is important, that kind of outreach. And so you have to know it yourself. So there's probably a lot to learn. But we look forward to you getting back with us and like that. You said you had another meeting planned. Do you have a date set? When?
November
The
17th.
17th. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Godspeed. Yeah.
Pardon?
Thank you.
Where
Two
and at
o'clock right
what time?
2 o'clock here at the town council.
In the presentation that I think Shippo met with you on the 27th, or in your meeting, is this term certified local governments. Are we currently certified?
Yes,
Okay.
according to Meredith, because she was asked several times, we are still in good standing.
Okay.
The annual report that was a little late has been filed.
Yeah.
But she said several times, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we're in good standing.
We're in good
And there's
standing.
only 54 in the state.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
And that's important for granting opportunities.
Yeah.
Like that. So it is, and the tax credits. So
So thank God the HLC's together and you guys are doing an awesome job and you're having meetings and that's what we need.
thank you.
So,
We appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you very much. Okay, anything else for HLC? Okay. Clerks and recorders, do you have anything?
No, other than I was in training the last couple of days for municipal court clerks so that I can handle the ticket citations that our officers write correctly.
I know she's been in school for 2 days. She's been sequestered. So it's been a difficult couple days. All right, and I don't have anything more than what I've already reported. Finance, would you have the bills ready to
Yes, I
present?
do. All right, so let's see. I'd like to make a motion to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $5,581.29.
Second.
Okay, all right, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I would like to make a motion to pay the Berkeley Springs water bill in the amount of $15,003.15.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And real quick, Beth, on the cemetery bill,
I had a question. We sold 2 grave sites and we're paying Mr. Shives $400. How does that work?
I was gonna explain it during discussion. It's really a pass-through. We have one family that has 2 grave sites that they will not be using. They have another family that would like to buy those 2 grave sites. Individuals cannot sell plots in Greenway Cemetery. So the original owner is transferring the plots to the town. The town will turn around and sell those plots to the second family, who will pay for them, as well as for the perpetual care trust fund fee, which they're required to pay at the time of purchase. And then we will give, Mr.,
Whoops.
forgot his name. The original, yes, Shives, Mr. Shives, excuse me. Mr. Shives, the $400 for his grave sites that we purchased from him. So the $400 is a pass-through.
Perfect. All right, so with that said, I'd like to make a motion to pay the cemetery bill in the amount of $521.41.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, tree board.
I would like to make a motion to pay the tree board bill in the
Wait a
amount of
Oh, we have a tree board bill?
Yep.
$352.36.
The other one.
Second, I probably shouldn't do that since I'm on the tree board.
No,
Second.
this is the one she sent out first, yeah.
All right, I motioned to.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Discussion.
Christie.
Good.
Okay, whatever. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Okay, and now the tree board committee, that's.
As you know, there's a couple of projects going on with the tree board. The rail trail, trees that are gonna be planted. The tree board is working in conjunction with the North Berkeley Rail Trail Project. We are also working with Reading to plant trees in front of the Catholic Church because the red pears had to be removed and they're being replaced with different trees. And we also are working with the ordinance committee on updating the tree board's ordinance and serving the community. And we are combining our November, December meeting. And I will have to get you the date, Chris, because I forgot to bring it with me.
November the 30th, Beth. That's
that-
what Andy sent me.
Okay, all right, November the 30th. Okay, then that is correct.
Board,
Yes,
Okay,
where?
here.
the trees are planted in front of the St. Vincent's,
Right.
but the stumps are still there. Is that part of any discussion of?
The problem with removing the stumps, for the tree board to pay for that, it literally doubles the price of purchase of the trees. And the tree board doesn't think they can justify that expense. The church itself has expressed some willingness to find a way to remove those stumps themselves. So we have talked to them about it and they're talking to us, so
Okay,
I think it will happen, but the tree board itself is not gonna bear that expense.
okay.
And we got a much better quote than the tree board was able to get working through the town. Mike Stangers, he heading that up. And, so he still would like to get the town to pay for it, but we got he's better deal. So
Okay.
we'll see where it
Okay.
goes. He just hasn't been able to make a meeting.
All
Okay,
right, very
yeah.
good.
Who is that with?
I don't know who's got sub, but it's,
Tree Works or
I don't know.
you don't know?
No, it wouldn't be Tree Works. I think it's a different company.
Okay, all right, well, thank you. Okay, Grant?
So I don't have anything new except for I'm going to Region 9 meeting on November 7th. Sharon's been feeding me things here and there to bring to their attention. So any committee members, Larry, John, anything that you guys can think of that may be something you need funding for, just shoot me an email or so that way I can bring it to their attention, because we might get 100 no's before we get a yes on something they can help us with. So I'd like to submit as many requests as I can, so eventually we get something that they can help us with. So just send it away, please.
Okay, all right, thank you.
That's all I got.
Okay, public safety?
I just wanted to remind everybody about the parking meters again, that if the parking meters are not decorated, you will be required to put money in them, the ones on the side streets. So the free parking is only on the 25th and 26th. So if you get a ticket,
No.
if you get a ticket on the side streets, on the meters that are not decorated,
Right.
it's your responsibility to pay the ticket.
All right, gotcha.
The chief.
Should we put something in the paper maybe, or?
We are going to.
Okay, just to let everybody, okay, good.
How well decorated do they have to be?
How well decorated.
Christmas decorations.
I was thinking if you just had a ribbon,
No.
Kind of-
So they'll be completely
No.
covered by Christmas tree, like made out of
You've
cardboard.
seen the lovely
some idea.
decorations that
It's a winter wonderland.
No, Mr. Campbell, you're not getting out of a car and carrying a ribbon with you.
Fortunately, I have parking. I was thinking of my compatriots.
Uh-huh.
No.
Those wayward guys.
Parking meter
I do
lady.
too. It's curious how much you want.
What's that?
Yeah. Okay, Chief.
Town council needs to get with state roads, need to find out. Of course, they replace all the crosswalks. I was sitting there thinking about it, if you look at it, all the crosswalks where the lights are four-way intersections. Two crosswalks that weren't replaced are the ones by Country Inn Park, Country Inn CMB. If they're not gonna replace them or repaint them, then those signs need to come down. I cannot enforce a crosswalk when there's no crosswalking, but we still have signs up. And people look at me and I'm like, there's nothing there for me to enforce. So we need to get with them to see what they're gonna do. If they're not, we need to take those signs down.
We really like those crosswalks back there. I know,
Okay. State highway,
I know,
that's a state road, not our road.
I know,
Especially walking from the bank to the country, and I make the trip a lot.
I
It's
know,
very dangerous.
I know, I know. A lot of people cross there.
Second thing, which is a big thing, of course, we all had that discussion last meeting. Ad's been in the paper, Messenger for a week, it's been in the Journal for 4 days and on our digital website. There has been no interest in chief. So you guys may want to be coming up with some type of alternate plan or what we might want to suggest doing. I will say that the next public safety meeting, we will be discussing that and see if we can come up with a plan, which means that meeting will be closed to the public, because that is a big personnel issue.
All right. Well, I'm sorry we haven't, well, maybe if we rattle around some more about it. Sometimes when we do that, we get interest, but, okay, all right. All right, thank you, and no, thank you.
I think actually for open meeting rules, you have to post the meeting open to the public and then go into executive session. I don't think you can have an entire meeting closed from the public.
Okay, well,
Unless you
since it
actually
starts, we're going
officially-
to executive session,
Right.
so,
Right.
I mean, it's going to save a lot of hassle, people showing up, so we're going to executive session for the next hour.
You may want to contact the ethics committee, but I think you actually have to do that.
It's just a little, you know, stuff we all go through, those meeting laws, so. Okay, is that all for public safety? Yes, okay, cemetery,
Two things, I'm continuing to work on Barstow. Rodney's helping me at the moment. The cemetery, memorial company is trying to figure out how to access the cemetery so they can work on General Barstow's headstone. I am attending the Morgan County Historic and Geological Society's meeting. I think it's November 14th, to explain this project to them and ask them if they would consider paying for an educational sign that would explain how General Barstow ended up in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, since he's not here, and more information related to him with the Civil War and so forth. So I'm going to be doing a presentation with them on the project. And I continue to do record keeping, and that is a big project and something that I will be approaching the council about hiring an intern perhaps next spring or summer to try to bring that project to an end. That's all I have.
okay, all right, public works.
We no longer have a vacancy in Public Works. Sharon has the staff. We'll try to get this person on board Monday. I gave you the number just to call and tell them, because I think you're still in training. Call
I'm
them,
done
it's
today.
convenient for you.
Yep.
Other than that, we're just getting winterized.
Winterized.
Nice.
70 degrees out.
Yeah, that's the kind of winter I like.
Okay, ordinance,
The ordinance committee met today, and we're continuing to look at the town personnel manual. But other than that, nothing new to report. And our next meeting will be in December, the first meeting in December, December 6th at 4:30.
Okay, Waterworks.
The only thing to report for Waterworks is I want to let the council know, because we are working on an ad. Our water chief operator and department head has given us notice that he plans to retire as of September 1st. And so we've got leeway, we've got some head time. So we're working on putting together an ad that will be going out to basically bring in an assistant superintendent for 6 months to be trained, and then we can hopefully move into the superintendent role by the time Ron retires. So.
Yeah, and I think, with PSC regulations, I think a chief operator by their regulations has to get a really long period of time so that you don't get caught short.
Yeah.
So I think
Well, and
that's part of the
it's hard to
regular-
find. I
It's
mean,
hard to
it's going to
find,
be
yes.
a challenging, I think, process.
Like any of the trade jobs now.
Yeah.
People are retiring.
They've got to be at least a
Fill the
class
gaps.
2 water operator. So, so that's not it's well enough, hard enough just to find employees to work at that level well enough. Somebody who's manager,
Yeah.
supervisor of that.
It's a lot of
So,
responsibility.
and we've got projects going, as you know, the replacement project and the extension, and so,
It should all be done by that time.
yeah, right.
The
The replacement will be, the extension, I don't know.
Oh, no, not the extension.
Yeah,
at
we
all.
we're just, right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, probably want to get started on that funding.
I know.
Well, I think there's a really short turnaround on that funding, 24.
Well, there is,
A
but
24-month period once it hits a certain point. But anyways, and then the only other thing is our next water committee meeting is this coming Monday, the 7th at 4:30.
Okay.
So that's all I have.
All right, okay. At this point, is there anything else to come before council, any other business? So, okay, John?
So when I attended the training that was offered by the state, he mentioned that everyone has to go to electronic payments, town water and sewer. Are you guys ramping up to make that happen?
We're already able to do that. We can do credit card or ACH through the website, or you can call our office and we can do it in the office for you. So yes, we're in good shape.
You didn't
We're
know
already
that?
there.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that gonna get communicated out to the customers?
I think they already know.
Well, I have 3 bills and.
Okay, well,
this is
we will
all
be
new
talking
to
to.
me.
However, John, I will tell you, I cannot speak for the sewer department. They are
Yeah.
a separate entity,
Right.
and I do know that they changed their billing system and they
Right.
have some
Right,
glitches.
they
So
went to a big sheet of paper.
yes,
and
yes.
You guys do a little postcard.
But I will definitely put it out on the website and the Facebook page. I was under the impression everybody realized that we could do that, but I will refresh everybody's memory.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, because, with the mail system being slower than
Yeah.
Pony
It
Express,
can be bad, yeah.
if we electronic would be
You
great.
miss it totally, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the training that he's speaking of is the state auditor's training that some of you guys went to. That was pretty thorough, pretty good
Yeah.
training, I think.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is the payment, you would have to go on and initiate it yourself. We don't have anything in place right now where we can set up, keep your credit card information on file and automatically debit you. It is something we have looked at, but we don't really want to be responsible for everybody's credit card information at this point in time, but it is something we've looked at.
No, but do you do automatic ACH debit?
Yes.
So I could set up and every month you would just take the money?
No, because we don't know the amounts. You'd have to do that with your bank. You can set up
Okay.
with your bank and they will send us a check each month, or you can go into the credit card system, type in your credit card information or your banking information and make payment that way.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, great.
Good one.
Okay. Well,
I'm begging you to take the next step. I don't remember to pay that damn bill. Every month I get a phone call going, we're gonna turn your water off in 4 days. All right. I'm geezing. That's the whole thing. I consider it elder abuse to keep getting phone calls. So I want you to do it like the Public Service District does
What
it.
did they do?
And I have heard, I've mentioned this to the staff about 100 times, and they do what everybody else in the Western Hemisphere does. You've got your credit card, they've got it, they go, oh, we need $78, we'll take it out. All fine. You're the last place. It used to be you and the sewer department, the last two holdouts, but now it's just you. So come on. You can buy it. I heard you were going to buy it from the same company. I hear a lot of stories because we've had hundreds of conversations.
One of the things we realized when we were looking at it is the sewer department takes our reads and it's a flat fee. Our system has some other pieces that go along with it. We have to be able to read your meter reads. We have to, there's a lot of different things that the water department has. Plus, the sewer department, from what I understand, is using a third party to do that billing. So the credit card information is not kept anywhere on file with an office like we have here. That's some of the things that we have been addressing, and they are looking at it. It's just every time we think we're ready to take that step, something else comes up we hadn't thought about. The system can't handle this, and that's where we're at. We're not saying we can't do it because there are plenty of companies that do, but we're saying that with the systems that we've been looking at, we haven't been able to make that transition easily.
Help me. He's saying help me. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll continue to look
We
at it.
are working on
They'll
it.
continue
I
to-
No,
I promise
not
you.
working on it.
We
but
are, from the
the-
standpoint that we're trying to get the system to work in a way that works for us. We can't put in a system that doesn't work right for us. So we are working on it.
Okay, another story that I've heard is
I don't know what your stories are, but I'm telling you,
I
I'm telling
do.
you I'm telling you what the state is, where we are.
okay.
So you're
When
you
I
saying we're not
asked,
telling the truth of what we're putting out there?
I'm saying you have a couple of messages going out, and the one I got was that we're waiting to see how Warm Springs works out.
Well, they've been doing this for some time now. So,
I have
mean,
pointed
so-
that out.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, we're having to operate based on what we have to do in terms of taking them, reading the meters, and things have to be able to correspond with each other and communicate with each other. And we have yet to come to a place where that system they're using works for us. So we are continuing to try to figure out a way to make it work for us, but it's a process. And so I'm sorry you're being, you've gotten to a point where you don't think we're doing anything about it, but we are working on things.
I'm
And all I
just
can do is provide
quoting
you
the staff. I'm
Well,
just quoting
and I
the
can
staff.
provide you
I'm
other
not saying
assurance.
that myself. Quoting
Well,
the staff.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
So noted. It's
Yeah.
noted.
No, I have to.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else to come before council, we will recess this meeting until November the 22nd.
Hit that hammer. Hit that hammer.
Did that.
Bam.